Welcome to the Unfiltered Fit CEO. This is officially our first episode of the Unfiltered Fit CEO. If you don't know me, my name is Brianna, aka Coach Breezy. I'm your favorite fitpreneur. I teach business women and entrepreneurs how to balance health and fitness without sacrificing the lifestyle that you love. This is the Wind Down Wednesday edition. If you're not motivated to stick to your health and fitness journey, then I need you to do this. There are 3 simple changes. If you're that person that finds yourself saying, I'll start on Monday, or you go hard for 3 weeks and then you hit an even harder wall and you're just off for the next 4 to 6 months, I need you to do these 3 simple things to change that entire narrative. But let's start with the foundation. So motivation is not something that is really going to get you anywhere, if we're being completely honest. There are going to be times when you are unmotivated. There's going to be times when you lack discipline. There's going to be times when you don't feel like it. You're not going to feel like it all the time, but think about it when it comes to your business. You don't feel like checking emails all the time. You don't feel like talking to clients all the time. Let's be honest. You love what you do for sure. But there are so many moments when you just don't feel like doing it, but you have to do it anyway because it has to get done, right? You're going to set those appointments. You're going to get those quotas filled. Whatever it is that you do for your specific business, you're going to make sure that it gets done. But when it comes to your health and fitness, we treat it a little bit differently. We feel like we have to be motivated. We have to be all in to actually be able to get it done. And that's just not the case. So stop relying on motivation.
Stop it. Get some help.
Motivation is not going to come knocking at your door. Yes, there are going to be times when you do feel motivated and you need to take full advantage of that. But at the same time, we just need to learn some systems that we can implement when we don't feel motivated. Because honestly, you're not going to feel motivated to do this majority of the time. You have a lot of things going on. In your business, in your life, there's a lot of things going on. So we just need to make sure that we have systems in place so that way when we do have that low energy and we do feel unmotivated, we can still get something done. Story time. I have been in a terrible mental health space lately. I'm being completely transparent with you. I have not felt like doing I have not had the motivation to go to the gym. I have not had the motivation to really even get out of bed, if I'm being honest. But there are systems in place. There are things that I can do. If I have 20% to give, I'm going to give 20%. Just because I don't have a whole 100% to give does not mean that I give nothing. I'm going to give what I have. If I have 20%, I'm going to give 20%. If I have 50%, I'm going to give 50%. Now, what does that look like? That looks like maybe when I get up in the morning, I'm not going to the gym and doing a full gym workout, but I'm going to do some mobility exercises when I get out of bed. I'm going to do some stretches when I get out of bed. I'm going to go for a walk outside and get some fresh air and get some vitamin D and do something that is aiding into, my mental health recovery, because this is a season. It's a phase, right? And there are different levels to it. But for me, there are times where I go through these phases where that energy is just low as and that motivation is just not there. But there are things that I can do that are not as taxing as making myself go to the gym when it's not even good for my mental health to make myself go do that. There are things that I can do in place, which is the 40% that I have to give, and I'm going to give that 40%. So let's get into it. Number 1, the core reason why you're falling off is you don't have a big enough why. You have not fully connected with the health problem that is going on. We're avoiding it. We're putting it on the back burner. We're prioritizing everything and everybody else. We're doing all of these things for everybody else, and our health just slowly piles up. It's something we don't even notice until we go to a doctor's appointment and now they're telling us that we need to get on blood pressure medication. Or, we're trying to play with our kids and we don't even have the energy to do that. Or we're trying to go out and go on a date and we can't even fit the clothes that we want to wear. We don't feel right in the clothes we wear. There's a disconnect that comes at some point where you just don't feel comfortable in your body anymore. But that is not a point that just happens overnight. That is something that we have constantly ignored for so long, and now it's piled up to the point where we can't even ignore it anymore. Right? So find your why. What is the reason that you want to actually stick to this journey? Is it you just want to feel more confident in the clothes that you're wearing? There are certain clothes in your closet that you wore maybe 10 years ago, 5, 10 years ago, that you've held on to because I'm gonna get that body back. I'm gonna get back to that. But you're not doing the things that you need to do to actually get back to it. There's a date that you want to go on. There's somebody that you want to talk to, but you just don't feel confident enough in yourself to do that. Or maybe you already have a partner and there's certain things that you want to do with that partner, but you just don't feel secure enough in yourself to do these certain things. You have your kids and you want to go do these things with your kids, but you're too overweight to go join the fun and go do the things that they're doing. Whatever that is, I need you to find it. I need you to connect with that. Whether it's weight gain, whether it's weight loss, whether it's just health issues in general, whatever it is for you, I need you to go find that and find that deeper connection with it. Start with that. Once you understand on a deeper level what it is you want to accomplish, what it is, not even want, what it is you need to accomplish, what has to happen, and what will happen as a result of that. I have to lose this weight in order for me to find the person that I'm looking for. I have to lose this weight in order to be here for my kids long term. I have to do this for this. Figure that out and find that deeper connection. And then another thing that keeps us from actually starting our fitness journey and sticking to our fitness journey is you're making it too complicated. Like I said before, if you only have 40% to give, you give that 40%. But we're so stuck in the mindset as a business owner, as women in general, but specifically as entrepreneurs, business women, high-level corporate leaders, you have worked hard to get to where you are. No doubt about it. You've worked hard. You continuously work hard to get to where you are. This journey does not have to be that. We're so used to things being hard that we think that if it's not hard, we haven't actually accomplished something. And that's not necessarily the case. This journey can be simplified. You do not have to be all or nothing. You can be a little bit here and there, and that will add up. So when I told you that I was not in the best mental health space, I still was moving and I still was fueling my body. I was doing what I can in that season. I was doing what I had the capacity for in that season. Because when you try to force yourself to do something that's not within your willpower at that moment, all you're doing is making this journey more and more resentful. You're making yourself resent this journey, resent this process more and more because you're doing it when you hate it. Find something that you enjoy about it. If it's doing some mobility, if it's going for a walk, if it's going and sitting in the sauna, doing something that is pushing you towards a healthier version of you. Something, anything. If it's going to the gym, okay, cool. But if going to the gym makes you feel anxious, if it gives you anxiety, if it feels just taxing, then you're not going to get a benefit out of going anyway. So find something that is actually going to cater to where you are and what you have the capacity for. Now, with that, I want to make a sub point, a B point. Know the difference between laziness and needing to rest. There is a difference between, I just don't feel like it, so I'm not going to do it today, and I don't have the capacity for it today. There is a difference, and I need you to start discerning the difference between those two feelings. Really ask yourself, really sit with yourself. If you got to write it down, type it out in your notes. What are you feeling? Am I just feeling lazy? Like I could go do this, I just don't feel like it. Or is it, if I actually do this right now, it's going to hurt me more than it's going to help me? I need you to really sit with yourself and figure that out. It's going to look different for everybody, and it's going to take some trial and error, but the more you sit with yourself and ask yourself these questions, the easier it's going to be to start to discern between the two. And the third thing that really kind of keeps you from sticking to your fitness journey and sticking with the process is you have no accountability system. You have no support system. You need people in your corner. You need some type of support in your corner telling you that this is what you need to do. Whether that's friends, whether that's your spouse, whether that's family, whether that's a group that you work out with, whatever that looks like, you need to find those people that you trust. That's the key part of it. They have to be a group of people that you trust, that you know have your best interests at heart. It can't be, it can be, but I don't recommend that it's the person that's saying, oh, you you need to go get off your ass. Oh, you being lazy again today? Like that type of talk is just not conducive. Like we don't want that type of accountability. No. We want that conversation that's motivating. Like, you got this. I know you can do it. I believe in you. This is what we said we wanted to do, so let's go get it done. Those are the more productive types of conversations. So pay attention to who's talking to you. Pay attention to who's in your corner and how those conversations are going. When you're not feeling your best, are they in your corner or are they pushing you further down into a hole? Know what type of support you need, and that looks different for everybody. Some people need that person that's cussing them out every time. Some people need that. And then other people need a more gentle approach. You just got to figure out what type of individual you are and what type of accountability you need, and go find that. Go find the people that you trust to be able to give you that level of accountability, that level of support to help you push you towards your goals. Okay. Now, remember, we poured up. It's Wind Down Wednesday. Don't forget. All right. Now, we've talked about the different things that could keep you from actually wanting to stick to your fitness journey. Now, we're going to talk about what to do instead of relying on motivation. So instead of relying on motivation, you need to have a system. Systems are what's going to actually get you where you want to be. When it comes to your business, you have a system, right? Or at least you should. But if you're a successful CEO, business owner, entrepreneur, even if you're in the beginning stages, there's some type of system that you have in place that is helping you get to the goal. You know what the Q1 goals are. You know what the Q2 goals are. You know what the SOPs are. You know what the KPIs are. You know all of these things. As a business owner, you have to know all of these things. And if you don't, then you need to go find a business coach that will help you figure that out. But when it comes to somebody that is established in their business, you need to have that same type of system when it comes to your health and fitness, when it comes to your lifestyle in general. Do you have a calendar that you're going off of? In that calendar, is it just meetings? Or do you have lunch, breakfast, dinner, snacks scheduled in that calendar too? Do you have a time to actually go work out blocked off on your schedule? Or a time to move in general, whether it's getting up from your desk every other hour and doing some stretches and walking around your office for 5-10 minutes. Do you have that scheduled into your calendar? Is there a system in place that sets you up for success? The same way that you have your business set up for success, you need to do that with your personal life. So once you have that calendar, you have that system set up, what are the actual components of that? Now we get even more specific. So we know we're not just guessing when the time comes. We know exactly what's going on at what time on what day. We know this. Same exact thing when it comes to your business. You know when you have a client meeting, you're prepared for that client meeting. You know exactly what that client needs. You know what you need from them. You know what you're going to talk about on that conversation. You know generally what next steps are, what you're gaining from that. Same exact thing. When you are creating your workouts, you know, okay, today is a lighter day. I'm just going to go for a walk. You have that scheduled off. You know that I'm going to the gym today. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z workout. I'm going to do an upper body workout. I'm going to do a total body workout. I'm going to take a class today. I know that this Pilates class starts at this time and I have to be here by this time, which means I have to leave the house at this time, which means I have to wrap up this stuff by this time. You know Because it's a system that you have in place. Figure it out, get very specific about what your goals are and what you want to accomplish and how you're going to accomplish that, and make sure that you know ahead of time so you're not just guessing when the time comes. Now, I do want to say within the Breezy Fit playbook, we have all of these things in place for you. We're going to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing and when you're going to do it, and it's going to fit with your lifestyle, because we make sure that it fits with your lifestyle, because we work with busy women entrepreneurs. Everybody's schedule is going to be different, so it's going to be catered specifically to you and your life and what you have going on. You have team support, you have accountability, you have things for nutrition, mobility, you have all of these things within the Breezy Fit playbook. The other thing I need you to do outside of that is just making sure that you have the right support system. Now, I already touched on this, but going a little bit deeper, how do you find that support system? First, you need to know what type of support you respond to. Do you respond to somebody just telling you and you going and doing it on your own? Or do you respond better to a group class that you have to go to? Do you respond better to just a partner, somebody that you trust, going to work out with you? What does that look like? But when you are doing this, there is a fine line between saying, this is my accountability partner and this is my excuse. A lot of us say that I'm gonna go work out with so-and-so can't work out today, so I'm just not gonna work out today. That's an excuse, because you were all ready, and now that they said they're not going, now you're gonna use that to go sit back on your ass and not do anything because they're not working out today. That is an excuse, and we're not doing that, okay? Even as far as saying I'm taking a class, and for some odd reason that class gets canceled, so you're like, not gonna work out today. No, doesn't work like that. So make sure that accountability does not turn into a reason to be an excuse later down the line. Figure out what type of accountability you respond best to, whether that's that more direct approach or whether that's more gentle approach. Just make sure that your accountability partner is not coddling, okay? And again, there's a whole tangent that we can go on when it comes to your accountability systems and things like that. The most important thing is that you hold yourself accountable, and you do that by how we started in the beginning, knowing your why. When you know why you're doing this and why you are so attached to this, your accountability for yourself goes so much further. You don't necessarily need somebody else. It's helpful to have a support system for sure in that moment. You need those types of circles that are encouraging you to do the right things. But when you have that deeper connection to your why, go 7 levels deep when you are talking about your why. And continuously ask yourself why, until you cannot ask the question anymore. So for example, I want to start a fitness journey. Why? Because I want to gain weight. Why? Because I don't like how skinny I look in certain pictures and videos. Why? Because I just don't feel good about it. I don't feel like the best version of myself when I'm looking at these pictures and photos, and I immediately go back to high school and think when they were wrapping their fingers around my wrist because I was a skinny girl. Why? Continuously ask yourself why. Get to a deeper level of why you want this, and that will help you so much more than anything else. So, number 1, know your why. Number 2, simplify the process. Number 3, get a good accountability system. You do these 3 things, you will start to see results. You will find yourself sticking to your fitness journey and not even realizing it, because it's not something that's taxing. It should never be something that takes away from everything else that you have going on. It should be something that aids into everything that you already have going on. The purpose of this is to help you feel and look your best self. You just have to be the one to figure out what that looks like. So, Again, my name is Coach Breezy. This is the first official episode of the Unfiltered Fit CEO, the Wind Down Wednesday version. I hope you enjoyed this. If there's anything else that you have any questions on, if there's something that stuck out to you specifically, I want you to leave it in the comments. Let me know what we can talk about on the next episode, how you want this to go. I'm here for you. I'm here to help you. I'm your favorite fitpreneur, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.